and welcome to No Such Thing as a Bad Movie podcast. I'm April Atmansky, and I'm here today with...
Justin DeClue.
And Colin Cunningham.
And this is our 20th episode.
Oh,
That's pretty
our
great.
20th anniversary. 20 years, guys.
Wait, is that
That's
the
right.
paper anniversary?
The paper anniversary.
It
like
might
a
be
paper
silver.
or silver.
Or metal.
Metal?
Who knows?
Yeah, the classic metal anniversary when you finally get the robot body she or he always wanted.
Hey, speaking of robots,
one day.
the first movie we watched tonight had two very tiny and metal tin-looking robots in them.
I think the word you're looking for is plastic.
Yeah, you're right. It was
Plastic with spray paint.
It was 1979.
79.
Starcrash.
My favorite Star Wars film. I love this picture. All right, you guys can go on. This is a joke just for April and Colin.
Justin is a filthy, filthy liar.
The entire time I laid on my back, Jabba the Hutt style, going, oh, boring.
Hey, check out what happened on Twitter.
Yeah.
You're showing me
I'm
the
like,
Twitter.
have you guys seen the new Sonic the Hedgehog?
I'm like,
What
man,
if you had realized.
I'm trying to watch Starcrash. Now, this is something I've been, I don't really know anything about the movie other than I'd seen the trailer and it looked pretty cool and I knew David Hasselhoff was in it.
You love the Hoff.
I
Nick
love-
Fury himself.
Who doesn't, yeah, the original Nick Fury, man.
That's right.
Wait, the original Nick Fury.
Yeah, he
It was a
in-
TV pilot.
Yeah, it was a
Oh,
TV pilot.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
Cool.
I worked at the place, GV Effects. And
For great.
And they had a model shop downstairs, and they had the original helicarrier that they made for the TV thing. And it was huge. It was like, maybe 12 feet long.
Did you
or
break
something.
it?
No.
Okay.
No. That was like a piece of TV history, man. I'm not going to break that.
Original.
That's the original helicarrier.
Were you like, I wish I was working on this, and then you went back up and did, I don't know, like Max Headroom or whatever
No,
show
it was
you're
the
working
Santa Claus 2.
Santa Claus 2 again.
on? Wait, no, you weren't working on the Santa Claus 2 when they were doing...
This was long after. They had it just lying around the model shop.
So probably like, because that was in the 90s, so that was like 10 years after.
I never saw it, but they had
What do
it.
you think it is now? Probably broken down or something like that?
I don't know. I remember they shut down and they moved out to Vancouver, so maybe somebody kept it. But it was so big, and it was like hung in their model shop like it was their prize model. Like, this is the greatest thing they've ever
Something
done
from
some
a Nick Fury
Nick
pilot?
Fury TV show that like,
didn't get picked up.
Nobody ever
boy.
saw.
Yeah, it was released to VHS. I don't know if it was official or just bootleg
I think you
form.
can find it on YouTube.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
But back to Starcrash.
Yeah, unfortunately, David Hasselhoff is not in this movie hardly at all.
Not enough.
He comes in the third act, and he's kind of a presence, but it takes way too long to get to him.
But up until then,
Yeah, we got some real charismatic dynamos
heavy
on
hitters.
screen.
We've got Marjo Gortner.
Okay, so the main character of this movie is a really weird-looking man. He's like an older guy and not who you would look at and think this is the lead of my space adventure story.
Wait, what if you have a golden, curly-haired ex-preacher boy fetish?
He was a little boy
So
preacher.
this is weird. Marjo Gortner. He was like a child evangelist, a famous child evangelist. And
A famous scam artist as well.
yeah, and
He was known as being like a magician because he could do like sleight of hand tricks that he would do in his
he would do, like,
evangelist shows.
oh, okay. And he would do like healings and stuff
Oh,
like
come
that.
on.
What are you
No,
insulted
I'm just
by
saying,
our?
what a
I
hack.
think his parents kind of forced him into it.
I would
and-
love if I could do magic. Can you do sleight of hand? You know what? Colin looks like someone who practiced as a
No,
child.
are you kidding? I do digital trickery.
You do look like maybe you could do card tricks or something.
Yeah,
no,
like
no.
as a
No.
kid, you're
No,
like,
no.
ooh, you're like,
You know what? I used to, when I was a kid, I wanted to be a magician. So my dad took me
of
to a
course.
magic shop.
There you go, I got it.
Bought me like a magic kit, but it was just all these stupid little tricks.
Like
that
the little
were-
guillottine you put your
Yeah,
finger
yeah,
in.
that's right, that's right.
What is the point of that?
It looks like that you're gonna cut your because I think there's a switch you can flick on those.
That's right.
That
And
you
then
can cut something, and
yeah.
then if you flick it off, it'll just go over.
It kind of like rises up over your finger, then comes back down to cut something below your finger. And
Yeah.
it looks like it was really. I cut my finger really badly using that thing because I didn't press the
no.
switch, and I just jammed.
I was
it down.
about to ask that question,
Yeah.
and I got my answer.
There you go.
Yeah, but
just wanted
Colin
to-
had to bring Spawn to life and shit. That's better than any kind of sleight of
It's
hand
like,
trick.
how did I do it?
But yeah, the main guy,
with
Marjo.
Lightwave.
I have no idea what his
Marjo.
what his character's name is, but
Let's
he's
call him
kind of
curly
weird.
haired.
He's a weird looking man.
He's an unpleasant looking man, and
Yeah.
You know who's not unpleasant looking? Carolyn Monroe.
Carolyn Monroe. She's
Yeah.
she was in a Bond movie. I think it was The Spy Who Loved Me.
really?
Probably
Something like that.
They all go in my mind together.
so
English
in this
babe.
movie there is
and not with an English accent in this film.
no,
yeah
dubbed over.
there's the guy we just mentioned and the female lead who spends most of the movie in a tiny, tiny leather bikini. It is very gratuitous.
Sometimes she wears a see-through
spacesuit.
suit
That was a
over
spacesuit.
the
Yeah.
bikini.
But it's
she's
basically
just being
wearing
modest.
like a plastic bag.
And we should let people know, if you don't know what Starcrash is, it's an Italian ripoff of Star Wars, directed by Luigi Cozzi.
And it's a Roger Corman movie.
Nope. It was
No?
released by Roger Corman, but it was originally funded in part, I believe, by AIP.
AIP. And then,
Samuel Z. Arcos Company. And they saw it and said, we don't want it.
and then Roger Corman stepped in.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah.
I shall rub two nickels together.
I have got $25 for you, man.
But yeah, so it's like a cheesy Star Wars ripoff, but at least the version we watched, everybody is dubbed, except for possibly David Hasselhoff. We're not
think it's
sure.
his real voice.
Yeah.
It
Yeah,
definitely
but
sounds
everyone
like him.
else, it's clearly not their real voice.
Christopher
so.
Plummer.
Oh yeah, we forgot another star.
A Canadian star.
in
Canadian
Starcrash.
acting legend Christopher
He's
Plummer.
in 2 scenes, but he's like
Doesn't
not,
get up out of his chair.
Yeah, well, I was
No.
just to say
Why
he's
would
not
you?
phoning it in, but he is sitting down in the second scene. He's standing for that first scene though, but he's just like standing and not moving.
Staring a little bit above the camera, where
Yeah.
I'm sure his lines are like.
No, he's a theatrical actor. He is looking up at the audience. He's playing to the crowd.
He was like trying as
He's
much
good.
as you
no,
can.
I'm
in a
telling
movie
you,
like this.
he is good. He can deliver lines. He knows
As the ruler of the galaxy.
what was it? The Emperor of the Universe.
Emperor
Yeah.
of the universe.
Yeah.
The thing about this movie is the story is kind of hard to follow and it's probably like not really that important. It's very like generic, but it's like it's not really what like grabs you when you're watching it. What does grab you, I would say, are like the visuals.
I think the design, yeah.
The design, like my favorite thing was definitely the costumes because and same with the sets, but like while
It's
they
a long
do,
time since the costumes were a favorite thing
I
on
know
this show.
it's definitely they are outrageous
Yeah.
and they're very very loud and like they are like handmade, so some of them do look pretty cheap, but like the
As
design.
opposed to being made by robots.
Yes. Look it up though. Like everyone has this like giant V shape that goes down and wraps around their crotch. They're very sexual costumes, and half the people are wearing like Dracula capes.
Oh yeah, even
I wish I had a Dracula cape.
Caroline
Plummer?
Monroe.
Yeah,
No, Caroline
she had a
Monroe's
Drac-
bikini.
She had a Dracula
has like a big high
collar.
Dracula collar
which is insane.
built into the bikini.
This is like a throwback to serials, like adventure serials of the 30s and the 40s, in the same way that Star Wars did it, except you take out any kind of charisma or narrative momentum
Yeah.
or excitement, and you're like, oh yeah, it's like a throwback to the serials.
There's a bit of charisma, but it's more just like cheesy and like you're kind of laughing at the poor performance. Like
Yeah.
they're not poor, they're just like I said, like
I dug
trying
the
too
sidekick
hard.
robot, but
Oh.
oh well, that's my favorite thing.
The original K2SO.
yeah,
There's this
L.
big robot who has a fun design. He's like all black. The only thing he's
a guy in a
missing
suit.
is like a cowboy hat.
Yeah.
because he talks like, "Hey, partner, it's me, the robot."
Yeah, he
and he has
talks
like 2 laser guns on the side of his hips.
Yeah, he kind of talks like old Bob.
Yeah, like, I'm
in
an
the
old
Black Hole.
prospector.
He's played by Hamilton Camp actor. He's like a UK actor, I think. He does the voice for him. So I don't know.
I think
That's all
they were
got.
just like,
Yeah,
we
Peter
need to,
Mayhew was in the suit though.
They were like, we need to inject like this was like the
That's-
comic relief character.
Yeah, he's
and-
kind of funny. Everybody else, I don't know, is pretty like
Boring.
Marjo Gortner.
You
My
could just
God.
get like
Yeah, he
cardboard
was bad.
cutouts of everybody and just move them through the scene, and
And
it'll be the
they're
same
fine.
thing.
It's just-
a lot of like watching characters move from like one end of the set. To
They
the
do,
other.
yeah. They walk along
a little bit,
long
but
time.
it's not like there's big long pauses of nothing happening. There's usually at least like something to look at, like a spaceship or a set or something. But
Colored lights.
Yeah, they have some matte painting or something like that. When I really like the, it kind of has like a Barbarella feel. And I think people have
No
called
orgasm machine. Though.
no, but people have called it
Big
Star Wars
boobs,
meets
though.
Barbarella, and I can definitely see that as far as the design of the costumes, like the
yeah,
It's a movie that baffles me because I watch it and I go like, I should like this. There's no reason that I wouldn't like it. I like all of this stuff, even when it's done super cheaply. But this movie just like is the exception to the rule because even the stop motion in it.
it's
Usually I'm like, I love all stop motion. Doesn't matter
Yeah.
how cheap it is.
Yeah.
But this is the stuff that I'm like, ugh, it's so lame.
It's
Like,
very lackluster.
It's like poorly designed and it's not moving in any fun
just
way.
the animation doesn't have any
it's
personality.
not quite shot correctly, so it doesn't look big like it's supposed to. It looks
I mean, I
small.
love to see like them flying through the air, and you can see the like wrinkles of the green screen that they're in front of. That they're projecting
it's
the
not
thing
keyed
on.
out properly.
Yeah.
But they have it's right from the get-go. It kind of opens with the Star Destroyer shot flying by camera, but all the models in this, and I do love them. I love the kind of
I
design.
love models. Yeah.
But they do have that when you shoot models, you have to have sort of like an infinite focus, so that no part of the model is out of focus. You don't want that shallow depth of field because it makes the models look very miniature, very tiny.
It's like, what is the term for you can use a camera angle to make things look like models?
Oh, like tilt shift.
Tilt shifting, yeah.
Tilt shift photography. So that means you can shoot like a large object, like a building or something, and then give it this artificial shallow depth of field.
Yeah.
Makes it look tiny.
Like a model.
Yeah, but these models, when they go by camera, it's like shallow depth of field.
Which makes them look tiny.
They look tiny. They look about, 10 inches long or something like that. So, but the design of them is pretty fun. And
So that was your favorite part, the tiny models,
you know
right?
what? I liked the model design, and I liked the star field. So
I
kind of
like the star fields too.
Yeah, it had this sort of very colorful.
This is space they're talking about.
Yeah, it was a very fantastical.
As opposed to it's my favorite space-based cat who hates Mondays, Starfield.
Yeah.
Starfield.
He's Galactus's cat.
Wait, I'm thinking of like Alvin and the Chipmunks.
Yeah, I can't even think of like anything.
We're probably the first people to think of Alvin and the Chipmunks in like a decade.
Get them confused with Garfield.
Supposedly they were really popular with kids, those movies that came out. Those Alvin and the Chipmunks films? There was
like the
three or four.
Squeakquel?
Yeah, the Squeakquel.
The ones that David Cross was in.
You know, there was a big like John Waters joke in one of them, where like he like John Waters is sitting beside one of them, and he's like, "Oh, I love pink flamingos" or something like
What?
that. Yes, I'm not even joking.
John Waters was in the Squeakquel.
Yeah,
the kids love
possibly the
that
first
movie.
I like how you said the Squeakquels. Like, oh, of course, the third and fourth one.
That's all you know.
But they were on like a desert island in one of them. I almost worked on one. The company I was working at the time was bidding on it, and
The company. You can't say what it is.
and everybody in the company did not want to work on this movie.
What did they work on instead?
I don't think we got it, but we
Spawn.
were doing tests for it, and nobody wanted to work on it. They're like, please don't get this movie, even if it means I'll be laid off.
Just because everyone hated like the
It
Chipmunks.
just looked like trash.
Wasn't Jason Lee in the first one?
Yes,
Yeah.
he plays their owners, the one who gives birth to them. You don't know that.
What's
Wait,
the
give
human
birth to them?
called?
Yeah, he does. That's the plot of the Chipmunk film.
He does
He
not-
gets struck
name?
by lightning and
No,
they come
no.
out of his butt, Richard Gere style.
What's the name of the human in the Alvin and the?
I don't know.
Oh no,
Jason
Alvin, right?
No,
Alvin
no.
is
Simon.
Yeah, he
Alvin
calls
Simon
his own
Theodore.
name. He's like, Alvin.
Wait, Alvin and
I
the
speak of
Isn't
me.
it Alvin and the Chipmunks?
Yeah, because Alvin.
So Alvin is one of the Chipmunks.
Yeah, and the other two,
Because
Simon
he's yelling
and Theodore.
for Alvin.
What the
Because
fuck?
Alvin is the troublemaker. I assume.
What's the human's name?
I grew up in the '90s, so I assume he probably had like a sideways baseball cap and was like skating around on skateboards. and
Probably,
shit.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's what the kids.
But back in the day, he just wanted. What is the song about? The Christmas song?
Oh, Christmas.
And the Chipmunks theme song was like, "Meet the Chipmunks,
Alvin, Simon, Theodore."
I have a lot of questions. Do you think that like the owner was it like it's probably something like John or something like that?
I think
He
it might have been
had a
John.
relationship with like a woman chipmunk.
Yes.
And gave birth. And no, maybe she already had the kids and then she died and he adopted them.
No,
That's what I assume
she
happened.
was like down and out, and he's like, "Sell me your children."
Yeah.
He's like Michael Jackson's father. He's like, I'm gonna make him record stars.
Oh, and he's like, "You
They
better
were.
get in there and like, fucking practice."
They became like a musical act, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
that's what Alvin wanted. Didn't he want like a musical instrument? The like what
Please
is that?
Christmas,
A
like a harmonica.
Harmonica. That's what he wanted. Yes. I watched a Christmas special endlessly as a kid.
I
remember.
actually don't know if I've seen the Christmas
I
special.
remember my neighbor had the Christmas album.
Yeah,
from
the-
probably
the album, like,
60s
went
or
And would you
something.
play it
Platinum.
in slow motion? So it's like
so
middle-aged
they
men.
sound like that. And then we'd
So
speed up
everyone
like
did
the
that.
album.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it sounds like the devil is after. That's a Patton Oswalt bit. Yeah, he's like, over. Chipmunks don't have souls, so they're going to go to purgatory anyway.
Oh, that was my favorite part of Starcrash.
So Starcrash had some robots, as we mentioned before. Does anyone want to talk about them?
I think it's so the bad guy is Joe Spinell.
Maniac himself.
He plays Count Zarth Arn.
Oh God! Did you write that
Just
down?
rolls off the tongue. That's like a George Lucas.
he's
name.
one
That's
of
worse than George Lucas, and that's saying something.
He's one of the the Lovecraftian monsters, like a name
like an old one or something.
yeah.
Zarthol.
Zarth Arn.
Cassard.
He's hamming it up. He's got
Wait,
like
what were
this-
the original names in like the Star Wars script? I'm sure you probably know it.
Oh Jesus! Oh, like the Journal of the Wills or
Yeah.
something,
Oh,
and Luke
God.
Starkiller.
Luke Starkiller.
Moose Starkiller.
No, it's Luke Starkiller.
I remember, yeah. This is actually a really great book written by a Toronto guy called The Secret History of Star Wars.
Really?
Where you go through all the different drafts of Star Wars and how it evolved to the one that you know.
Really?
Yeah, it's really, really good.
So you don't have to like go through reading all those goddamn
No,
books.
it's actually maybe a little too detailed, but I
Yeah.
think people who are really interested in that should check it out. It's unauthorized, of course.
Wow, I got to check that out. I started trying to read the very first
The
one. It was
EU?
like-
Bad.
no, it was like the Journal of the Will. It was like his first draft of the script from way back when.
The Journal-
the mind's eye.
Oh,
Journal of the
sequel.
Will?
Yeah, that was the name of the Star Wars.
That's what Star Wars.
It was
is
like
gonna
a
be
Star
called?
Wars or something like that.
Did
The-
George Lucas write Star Wars?
Yes.
Yes.
All of them?
Yes.
Yes.
Even the originals?
Yes.
But a lot of people did, like Empire Strikes Back was mostly rewritten
Lawrence
by
Kasdan.
Yeah, and a
Yeah.
woman who never gets talked about, Lee Brackett, who wrote a bunch of sci-fi novels, and she worked with Howard Hawks a lot on stuff like Rio Bravo and other classic films.
It's like none of the women involved with Star Wars get their due. Like Marcia Lucas,
No.
you know,
Yeah, well, because
saved that original
you know,
movie in the editing.
Yeah, because Marcia Lucas had an affair with the man who built George Lucas's
That's
library.
right, the Skywalker Ranch.
Where George Lucas is like writing the prequel scripts under the
like,
stained glass window. That
Marcia, I built you a library.
Yeah, but did you hear the story that like right before they broke up, he was watching a scene, she edited it, and he was like, "Oh, you did a really good job," and she's like, "Thank you," and she realized that he had like never properly complimented
That's right.
her on
Yeah.
anything.
Oh,
He
God.
never said anything positive.
I'm not surprised. I hear George
And then she-
Lucas is a bit of a prickly pear.
Yeah, and then he seems very spiteful and vindictive.
Yeah, but he
George?
loves his Chinese food.
But what was that story about?
That's a reference to a photo. Just search George Lucas in food court.
Yeah, there was a thing where like they wanted to build something on his land or something, and he
was
spiteful about that.
He wanted to expand. I think he wanted to build
Like a movie museum. Something like that, right?
No, that was something else. So this was, I don't know, it was like he wanted to expand ILM or move ILM somewhere, and they wouldn't grant him the permits.
How else can I make a sequel to Full Throttle?
It was all the rich neighbors were complaining that they didn't want
yeah.
this
Playing his
building.
loud music all the time.
So he's like, "Fuck you," and then he
bought the
built-
land, right?
Well, I think he owned it or something, but he turned it into like low income housing, just to
Just
piss
to
off,
piss them off?
just to piss off like other.
Maybe helping the people that.
Sure, but I don't think that was his. He's like,
That was
"Ah."
That's like Clint Eastwood when like they wouldn't let him like eat like ice cream on the street or something like that. He became the mayor and like rezoned everything.
He became the mayor?
of a town
Of
He
Carmel,
did.
Carmel,
Yeah,
California.
and he
Yeah,
did it out of spite as
Yeah,
well.
another spiteful old man,
Oh,
Clint
yeah,
Eastwood.
Clint Eastwood.
My
ruined
parents
his ex-wife's
loved going to
career.
Carmel. They would go.
Really?
Yeah, they would
Is
go.
there like big Clint Eastwood statues
Probably. He had them
Welcome
built
to-
himself.
It's him and
in
the
the
chair.
nude, like all muscled and shit?
No, it's him next to the chair, or was it a stool?
Wow, that's a reference to the old Republican National Convention
Hey,
from
it's
8
still
years
funny.
ago.
We're talking about everything but Starcrash right now.
I just want to say
I don't have a problem with
Starcrash was
that.
not as bad as Justin led us to believe.
You know, it's a little slow, I would say.
Yes, but like I said, there's always something to look at. It's not necessarily, like I said, it's an engaging story that really draws you in, but there's always something interesting.
If
on
you were
screen.
5 years old and you watched this, I think it would probably become your favorite movie because
might-
there's like a whole bunch of stuff, and you're a 5-year-old,
like
so
a
stuff doesn't
Saturday-
matter. Like,
like
you
a
might get a little
cartoon.
restless.
Yeah.
But like I was
you
saying.
should check out Kinji Fukusaku's Message from Space if you want your Star Wars ripoffs.
Oh, all right.
That one has who's the guy who died in the Twilight Zone accident?
Oh, Vic Morrow.
Yeah, Vic Morrow. I don't know if it's Message from Space. Yes, it is. There's like a scene in the trailer where he's like, "What have I done to my career?"
Oh, no.
in character.
Oh, no.
But he was actually speaking, of
God.
his own career.
So, Justin, was there anything you liked about Starcrash?
Oh yeah, I did. I said I like the cowboy robot.
Oh, I thought
we already went all the way around.
I thought Colin said that.
I like the models in the Starfield. It has like a very nice fantastical design. All the stars are very kind of colorful.
Yeah, colorful.
And it looked like it was all shot in camera. It didn't look like anything.
Well, it didn't do any plates for, I think, the spaceships.
It didn't look like spaceships were shot on blue screen or anything, because they had a scene later where Caroline Munro is like in her spacesuit and she's floating around,
flying through space.
but you can see that she's not green screen or blue screened in. She's actually on the set, and you can see some of the stars like flaring into camera. So it's like a practical Starfield, which is really cool.
Yeah, as
And it
I
looks
said,
cool.
it looks like a giant light bright. Did any of you guys have light bright growing up?
Yeah,
I did.
I
I just made a smiley face, and that's all I could do.
Yeah,
Nothing
that's
else.
I, think
I went
it
back to
came
my
with
little
a-
dog who did backflips because that was real entertainment.
Yeah, it came with like a sketch. What do you call it? Like you just
like a template or
yeah,
something.
a template that you just put the
You
little
can do like a
lights in.
clown or something.
I
like that.
remember the clown face. Yeah,
But I remember
That was
like,
on the box.
It was one of
Yeah.
those toys where you'd slide a piece of black construction paper into it.
Yes.
But then
Yeah.
when you ran out of the black construction paper, because it came.
Yeah, because you made holes in the black construction
Yeah.
paper,
I guess you
right?
had to
And
buy
the light-
refills.
But I don't think any of them were sized properly, so I don't know if it was like you had to buy them from the actual company.
I don't care. I just go back to my what is it called, creepy crawlers, which is like you make those like plastic bugs.
Dude, you know what?
Rushing home to
Yeah,
just
yeah,
make
yeah,
plastic
that's right.
bugs you can't eat.
You and I remember Spirograph.
Yeah.
Do you
I love
remember
Spirograph.
I think maybe I got that in Light Bright the same Christmas because I remember them like at the same time. And for those of you who don't know,
There's a really great Simpsons joke involving Spirograph. Do you remember? Bart goes to see a crazy man in the factory.
he
Just
said
asks him a
something about
question.
how Spirograph is like the secret to something.
Yeah, he's like, you need to crack it.
I can see that.
It was like a colored pen, and then there was like a protractor, and then you had like a stencil, and then you just spun it around really fast in a spiral, and you made beautiful designs.
Yeah, they were like perfectly geometrical.
They're kind of
Yeah.
like different sized cogs that you put together,
That was
and you
so
can make all
cool.
Do you
these
think
different.
that's still popular? Like, can you still buy them?
I don't
I'm
know.
sure.
But like on the shelf, like, I mean, Toys R Us doesn't exist anymore.
I don't
so-
think it would
Yeah.
be called Spirograph.
like
but-
a bootleg. Like it's like
Yeah.
Graphospyro.
I don't know if kids these days want to draw circles anymore.
You'd be surprised that like because kids are so smacked in the face with stuff they can do on computers that actual practical things
like tactile.
yeah
things.
have like a novelty to it
Yeah, I
that
can
like
see that.
computers don't.
Yeah, much like Starcrash, where
Tactile.
there's a lot of practical
Bring it
effects.
back.
Yeah.
Actually, all practical effects, right? And then like there was like what?
It looks like it,
what
but
about the lightsaber?
The lightsaber is like
Yeah.
they have kind of optical effects, and then
Yeah.
Marjo Gordner. I hate saying that.
Marjo Gordner.
Well, his parents, so they named him Marjo because it's a combination of Mary and Joseph. And I'm not
They're
making
really
that up.
religious.
you can call him Jomar.
Google pictures of him when he was a
Marjo.
child, and they're the most horrifying pictures you'll ever see. They're like something that somebody would uncover in a horror movie
Yeah.
of this child at this tiny little pulpit preaching. With
And he's
the-
like yelling angrily.
Well, when I have kids, I'm going to make sure that they're also evangelical child preachers.
you're also
Yeah.
going to name them.
Fleecing those sheeple.
Oh yeah, why not? There's some money to be made.
Yeah, guys, what if we turn this into a religious podcast?
I wish I had anything to say.
Honor of Starcrash.
I never
My-
even went to
have you ever been to church? You
My
don't
name-
need to say anything.
My name, I will now be going by the name of Jigo. That is Jesus and God.
Jesus and God.
I'm going to be
Jigo.
Godji,
Oh, Goji.
Goji, Gojira. In
be
honor
Mary
of
Mag.
God, Jesus, and I don't know. What starts with R.A.?
Ra, the God Ra.
Yeah.
Literally.
WWE Raw.
Now, I have to talk about something in this movie which is really good. It's not my favorite thing, but I think is really good. Is that John Barry is doing the score for
Oh,
this?
I forgot to
Well,
mention
John Barry
that.
did 3 themes for the
He
film.
did 3 scenes, and they use them over and over and over again.
It's good though. It's legit good score.
But yeah, but April was getting up to do something, and then like the music was playing. I'm like, this is actually a decent score. Like,
It's better than this movie deserves.
Way better.
It's not the score this movie deserves.
I think he probably cued it in the same way they cued most Italian films, like Ennio Morricone, which he would write 3 themes, and then he would just give it to the producers, and they're like, lay it out
Yeah.
whichever way you want.
I think they actually tried to get Ennio Morricone to,
Oh, did they?
to do it.
Oh,
and they
really?
couldn't get him. But the producers were so scared. They're like, holy shit, like John Barry said yes, that they didn't want to show him the movie because they thought
Wow.
he would quit after he saw the movie.
I'm shocked that AIP turned it down. Maybe when they saw a rough cut, they're like, it's too much post work to actually get it to a place that we could release it.
Maybe,
AIP
yeah.
released so much shit. So
a lot of lasers. I gotta
lots
say.
of lasers.
Yeah, the whole like end space battle is just insane.
Yeah, the most exciting
Yeah.
film you'll ever see of the main characters watching the end battle
It just
on a
keeps
TV screen.
cutting back to them
Yeah.
and like Christopher Plummer.
Sitting in his chair.
Yeah. So anyway, like
Yeah.
David Hasselhoff comes into this movie at some point.
At the
and-
third act,
Yeah, and he's so young and a handsome man.
he looks totally
Lots
different.
of eyeshadow.
But just
Yeah.
he's got like eyeliner and stuff. But you're like, why isn't he the lead guy in this movie? It's like every
Yeah.
time they would cut from Caroline Munro to Marjo Gortner, I would have a physical reaction, like, oh god.
Yeah, there's like a
He's not
scene where
pretty.
David Hasselhoff is like sword fighting, and he's like, and
With
he's,
a
like,
lightsaber.
swashbuckling. Yeah,
Yeah, and he's
having fun.
so much better than Marjo.
Yeah,
They
he-
both do it.
He
They both
knows
fight
what
the
he's
robots.
doing. Yeah.
Yeah,
But he's having this lightsaber battle, and then like Marjo Gortner gets like slashed
I
in
love
the.
how you just like
hate-
the
it's just-
succulent
I
sound of
can't.
his name. Every
Marjo.
time
That's the ugliest name I've
Marjo
It
ever
is.
heard.
It fits him. It's
Quite
just-
possibly one of the ugliest men I've ever. No, I wouldn't say
Gortner.
that, but he's not.
Hey, I'm sitting right here, right across from you.
He's not pretty to look
He's
at.
not what they call classically handsome.
No.
I would call him leathery.
Yes. Speaking of leathery, he's wearing this really ugly red leather outfit throughout the whole movie, and it's like the strangest space outfit I've ever seen.
I thought your favorite thing was the costume.
It was, but it's just so bizarre. It's so weird.
It doesn't
to
look good on
at.
him. Hasselhoff can pull it off.
Yeah.
He's got the build, and he's got amazing hair, and he's just like, and you want those two, or him and like Caroline Munro,
Yeah.
To have
get it
babies.
on. You want to
I
see
agree.
their, Thankfully, Marjo Gortner dies.
Yeah.
But then he comes back.
No, he doesn't.
No, he doesn't.
I thought he came back.
No, he dies.
Oh, okay,
He
good.
turns into electricity and he's gone.
Yeah, he's gone. I don't know why.
Okay.
But I was glad. I'm like, yeah. Now it's
You're
just
like
gonna.
fucking Marjo Gortner.
Yeah, I want to see the sequel with like
Hasselhoff
Hasselhoff
and
and
Caroline
Caroline
Munro.
Munro.
Yeah.
Well, you could always see Roger Corman's Battle from Beyond the Stars, his
wanna watch
version
that.
of Star Wars, which he then recycled the space footage in about 30 movies.
Really?
Yeah, I'm shocked he didn't recycle any Starcrash footage. Starcrash is an amazing poster.
Maybe just
like
as
the
like
painted
a-
one where
Oh, it's terrific.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like showing my friend the trailer today, and we were watching it at lunch, and they cut the trailer. Of course, all the lasers going, the lightsabers.
All the best scenes.
It looks like the greatest fucking movie you've ever seen. And I said, I bet you all this stuff is within like 5 minute. In one 5-minute scene.
Yeah.
And the rest is just all talking.
Not quite true, but kind of.
A little
and
bit.
the thing about the poster being misleading goes with the next movie we watched,
You stole my transition.
which
That's
is
what I was gonna say.
which is the
I'm
classic.
like, I'm waiting for Colin to finish. All right.
It's the classic. The poster looks amazing, so that's why we watched the movie, and the movie wasn't very good.
I thought you were
Yeah.
going to say it's the classic Ernest Borgnine trapped in a diamond conceit.
Yeah, it's really
Yeah,
funny.
okay, so
I can't escape this
what
diamond.
was this movie called? Laser Mission.
Before we get to Laser Mission, I just want to give another shout out to Canadian legend Christopher Plummer.
Okay.
As we're talking about how, actors, real, true theater actors can deliver these lines of dialogue and make them sing. The movie ends with a little monologue, and he's saying it to camera. After
Sleepily.
No, sir, I disagree with that. But
He was
like,
giving it
He's
something.
given it, and that's like the theatrical touch. He's like saying to camera, he's like, once again, the galaxy is safe, blah,
Yeah.
blah, blah, blah. Oh, it's amazing.
Somebody had to class
I
up
almost
this movie.
stood up and clapped. It
I
was
mean,
so good.
speaking of theatricality, Ernest Borgnine.
Who is a classically trained actor, right, guys?
He's just a
Maybe.
blue collar from the streets.
Hey, kids!
Gets trapped in
Right.
diamonds in Laser Mission.
So
Yeah.
look up the poster, everybody, and there's several posters, but you'll know it when you see it, of Laser Mission. It's Brandon Lee and his female co-star looking like they're in a Bond movie because he's wearing a tuxedo. And there's a random diamond in the middle of the frame with Ernest Borgnine's face in it.
He's just like smiling, isn't he?
He's smiling.
His
like,
face,
ah.
He's
his
just happy
face
to be
is
there.
unmistakable. Like you can't see that and not know that that's Ernest Borgnine. And it's just
He
bizarre
doesn't look like anyone
choice.
else.
I mean, you know what's bizarre? There's no lasers in this movie called Laser Mission.
I think there might have been one laser at the beginning.
I don't.
We can't remember any lasers. Okay, so spoiler alert.
Don't
we
write
did not,
in.
There is
we
a
did
mission.
Not, we did not like this movie, and
Whoa, whoa, whoa,
I
no,
picked
no, this
it.
is no such thing as a bad movie.
Yeah, and it wasn't that bad, but it was. Oh boy. Okay, so there were things in this movie that were funny that you could make fun of.
Sure.
All the terrible accents. I mean, that might be my favorite
That
thing.
deserves its own.
So your own
discussion.
favorite thing. So this movie is Brandon Lee plays a spy who goes to Cuba. I'm putting it in quotes.
Quote,
It's
unquote.
mostly South Africa
South
and
Africa.
Germany to go save this diamond, which the villains who are Germans, Russians,
I think they're
who
Russian.
knows,
They steal this gigantic diamond,
to make a laser, I assume.
and they want to kidnap Ernest Borgnine,
who's a
German scientist?
You may never know.
Yeah,
You
'cause
never
his
know.
accent is
It's all over the
Irish.
place.
Sometimes it's classic
sometimes it's
Borgie.
Russian.
I guess
Yeah.
he's like a famous laser scientist, and they want him to build a laser that can shoot down planes so they can take
Oh
over
yeah,
the
that's
world.
right.
The
And now we all just
classical-
have laser pointers, and we
You
can do
know.
that.
I'm a laser
Yeah,
scientist,
but then there's
everybody.
also like a thing about his daughter was kidnapped, and then so he ends up going to the zoo to bring her along on this mission. Who's this
The
blonde
enthusiasm
girl.
in your voice.
Blonde girl. Hey, she was in Seinfeld. That's pretty cool, you guys. How many movies are we gonna watch where there's an actor or actress that was on Seinfeld?
Probably like
a lot.
any movie you can find somebody.
Yes. But anyway, this movie was.
Are you gonna
very
fall asleep?
good.
Do you want me to
No.
prop you up?
Everyone had a really weird accent. Everyone's accent was different. There was the Spanish lady who didn't sound Spanish, and her partner who was German.
I don't know.
They were in on the whole mission, right?
Yeah, they were comedy relief.
They were like comedy relief bumbling sidekicks, and then it's a man and a woman, which you don't see that often. And then they fell into the water, and then he realizes that she has boobs. What? It was wacky hijinks.
Well, okay, so it came out in, I think, 1990. And before this movie started, I was singing Brandon Lee's praises to April, who's never really seen him in anything.
Wait, so you're like a Brandon Lee stan? You're
I
like,
love-
I love The Crow.
No,
man.
I'm saying, man,
that really
you know-
speaks to me.
No, actually, he was talking about how he didn't like The Crow.
Actually, The Crow is my least favorite of his
I mean,
movies.
what are his other films?
Like Rapid Fire.
Yeah, Showdown in Little Tokyo.
Little Tokyo.
And his first one from Hong Kong, Legacy of Rage.
Oh, okay. Well, I remember seeing. I saw.
Directed by Bride of Chucky's Ronnie Yu.
Really?
Yeah.
Ronnie
Oh my God.
Yu.
Yeah, he's
I've
a Hong
heard
Kong
of
director
him.
for a while.
Didn't he also do Freddy vs. Jason?
He did do Freddy vs.
Yeah.
Jason, and everybody's favorite, Warriors of Virtue.
Oh yeah,
The one with the rabbits,
Colin,
not the turtles.
didn't you work on that?
No, it was kangaroos.
Oh, it's kangaroos.
Well, it was
A
the same.
real tank
It was the
girl-ish.
same
Yeah,
company.
It was very similar to
It was
Tank
the
Girl.
same company that had the helicarrier down in their model shop.
Wait, did you work on Warriors of Virtue?
No, but they had a poster on the wall of
Yeah, no,
Warriors of Virtue.
You had
So
mentioned it before.
I'm assuming that they either worked on the movie.
So it's like Nick Fury, Warriors of Virtue. Those are our top things.
they just had this random Warriors of Virtue, so I'm assuming that they either worked on the movie or just really big fans of it.
I hope they're just
They
fans.
could be.
Oh man, you guys worked in that movie? Like
No,
what?
no, we
No,
just love Warriors
oh,
of
we love
Virtue,
it.
don't you?
Who doesn't?
Kangaroo guys
Man,
doing
there was a
martial
like,
arts.
Kangaroo Fury during like the 90s. It's like Tank Girl.
Well, what
It's
else?
like two movies.
Kangaroo Jack.
Kangaroo
that
Jack.
was post 2000s.
Yeah.
And I gotta say, if anybody's excited about Kangaroo Jack, he does not talk in the movie. That is just a dream sequence where
No.
he raps. Yep.
It was on the poster.
Yeah, like he had
It
his
was a
glasses
cart-
and he's
yeah.
like looking back like this. No one can see me what I'm doing. A hip
he's
hop,
pulling down
a hip,
his
hip, hop, hop, but don't stop.
Is he hip hop? Is that what he says?
Yeah, because
Yeah.
Jerry
Oh,
O'Connell, in
God.
that rare time where Jerry O'Connell could lead a film,
Oh, my
gets
God.
hit in the head and hallucinates Kangaroo Jack, who I think like steals diamonds or something. Speaking of diamonds,
Was Christopher Walken in that movie?
no, I think you're thinking of the Country Bears, where at the end
He is in the country.
Christopher Walken's like, "I'll get you, Country Bears!
I'll
and
get
he's being
you
taken
bears,
away.
and he's like being carried away by animatronic
okay,
bears.
Perhaps you're thinking of The Rundown, which also had Kangaroo Man, Sean William Scott.
Who's the bad guy in Kangaroo Jack?
I don't know.
So
I gotta
apparently,
look it up.
Kangaroo Jack is not about a cartoon kangaroo.
I think the bad guy is Kangaroo.
It's Christopher Walken.
Okay, there you go.
Wow.
And Michael Shannon.
Yep.
Michael Shannon.
Oh
yeah,
my
he
God.
did the mocap for the kangaroo.
Is that true? No. Okay. That was before he was famous.
Oh, what do I do here with this?
I mean, would you really call Michael Shannon famous now?
I'm gonna fucking kill you.
He still seems like just like a regular Joe.
Have
in
you
a good
guys
way.
heard about Pottersville, the movie where Michael
We've
Shannon
seen it.
gets
We're doing
drunk?
Pottersville
Yeah,
on a
it's
Patreon
great. We have to do it
episode,
for
or maybe a
Christmas.
regular episode.
It's just like
soon.
it's just the episode of The Simpsons where Homer gets like the bees covered and they think he's
It's insane. That is a movie for another time.
Yeah.
How do we get to Kangaroo Jack? Ronnie Yu.
Warriors of
Kangaroo.
Virtue.
Warriors of Virtue.
Ronnie Yu.
Oh, it was Brandon Lee.
Brandon Lee.
Brandon.
And we're back.
Yeah, we're
Legacy of Rage. Yep. And we
Well,
rewind.
I had seen Rapid Fire in the theaters.
Oh, Rapid Fire's great.
And I thought it was terrific. I'm like, wow, who is this guy? So I was like telling April before the movie started. Oh,
You're like,
he's
Brandon Lee's
he's
the best.
charismatic and he can fight. His fight scenes are really well choreographed. Nope, not in this movie.
No, even though it was directed by a stunt coordinator who's done like 155 films.
Yeah, there are good stunts in this, but not done by Brandon Lee.
No.
It's a BJ Davis, I think.
Yeah.
Like he's directed a couple of
Oh, poor
episodes.
guy. His name's
I know.
BJ.
Well, yeah, I think it like Bo Davis, I think is what he went. But yeah, he's got like almost 150 credits for stunt coordinator, all the way from the original Battlestar Galactica
Up to the Amazing
70s.
Spider-Man 2.
Exactly,
He's
it's like insane.
With the Amazing Spider-Man 2, I've done everything I want to do.
Yeah, you
he's
can
retired.
name anything. He's probably done it. He did like Army of Darkness, I think, too. He was the stunt coordinator.
He was Bruce Campbell's stunt double, and he also did the horse stunts. I just
You
looked
know,
at it. Yeah.
it doesn't always work out when stunt people direct movies. Sometimes it does. John Wick.
When
Right?
Vic Armstrong directed Army of One, the Dolph Lundgren films. Anybody
Jesus.
remember that one?
Army of
No.
One.
Yeah, Vic
No.
Armstrong being one of like the most. He doubled for
Harrison Ford for
yeah.
years, yeah.
Wow.
And he's the stunt coordinator. I think he was the stunt coordinator on Mission Impossible 3 as well. He still works to this
Oh
day.
yeah, he still works. Or David, he passed away. The guy who directed Snakes on a Plane. Isn't
Ooh.
it David R. Ellis? I think I'm getting that
Don't
name
know.
wrong. Yeah, he did
Another stunt
Cellular and he
Oh.
did Final Destination 2.
Okay.
Cellular. Wasn't that directed by Larry Cohen?
No, that was written by Larry Cohen.
Oh, right. Close enough.
So back to Laser Mission. Brandon Lee is trudging through the desert with his, as I think April said, the Willy-like woman sidekick.
Yeah, Willie from Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom.
She has this annoyingly high voice. So for all you Seinfeld fans out there, she's the girl that when Kramer goes to LA, he meets a terrible actress. And now she's reprising her role as a terrible actress.
Yeah.
As you can tell from April's voice, she hates high-pitched people.
Yeah, she's very annoying in this movie, and she's supposed to be Ernest Borgnine's daughter. I
Yeah,
guess.
and then there's a switcheroo at the end where you find out she worked for the spy agency the whole time.
Whoa,
And-
spoilers.
Yeah, and yet she didn't really do anything. But there's 2 instances in this movie where she's called a bitch. I did not enjoy that. One by our hero Brandon Lee,
Well, you know.
and then the bad guy called her a bitch.
It was
after
the-
she kicked
it was
him in
the style
nuts.
at the time.
Well,
What's the style
yeah,
at the time?
it was
That's why
1990.
Colin has that tattoo on his arm that says "You
It says,
bitch."
you a bitch.
And then it says 1990 underneath the just so you know.
Just so you know, you're
Yes.
like, it was a different time.
And then
Before you had the tattoo.
under it says I'm so sorry, and it's
Do you
like
think-
2018.
And then it says "Wino." You're like, you used to say Winona.
He's a wino now. I mean, it works.
Wino forever.
Do you think you could do that? You just like date your tattoos.
I
You're
could
like,
say
I don't
that.
want to get rid of it, but I put the date
Oh, I'm
just so you know the context.
people have context.
Yeah.
You're like, does that explain like the barbed wire and the,
Oh my god,
the
I know.
Japanese character?
I know.
on your lower
Okay,
back?
I know this guy. I won't say his name, but he got all the. You're never supposed to get trendy.
Spaz?
No. You're never supposed to get trendy tattoos.
Oh no, we got a Gangnam Style tattoo.
And this guy
God.
would get all the trendy tattoos.
Okay, so wait, like, what did he have?
like barbed wire.
On both arms?
No, just on
Because you were
one.
kind of gesturing to both arms there.
No, I'm just feeling my
You're
biceps.
just,
Yeah.
No.
he was like holding his arms.
No, he had the bicep, and then he got that stupid kiss, the lipstick
Like
kiss on the
lipstick
neck.
kiss? Yeah.
So wait, so he would just walk into the tattoo parlor, point at something at the wall,
Whatever was the trendiest tattoo at that time, he would get it.
like as a troll, like as a
No.
joke.
Did you get
No.
a tramp stamp?
He was so actually no. Let me tell you in 1 second. So yeah, he was so proud of the kiss on the neck, and it was
ugly.
already out of style at that time. And you're just
He's like, it's based on the Seal song, "Kissed by a Rose."
That would have been cool.
I know a guy who got a tramp stamp. So
Different guy.
I won't say his name either, but he and
Spaz.
his parents, he and his family
doesn't listen to
decided
this
when the kids
podcast.
were old enough that they would all go out and get their first tattoos together.
Oh my god!
And he got on the base of his tramp stamp area. This is a man.
Small of his back.
He got
No judgment here.
he got the always original Made in Canada.
Oh,
Okay.
yes.
Oh, so based on the classic, what was it? The beer commercials?
Yeah, but what? Or Canadian.
Canadian, yeah.
Did he get the
Anyone,
Canadian
stupid Made in Canada? Everybody's
leaf.
got Made in
Yeah.
Canada.
Really?
And so he got,
Yeah.
but the worst thing was that was bad enough. We're like, why did you get it on the the base of your spine? He got it in this font. It was like this really
Comic Sans.
It was this weird, elongated, vertically font, and you could not read what it said.
Probably for the best.
So it was all
Yeah.
squished up and stretched vertically.
Someone
Illegible.
Someone in
Yeah.
my high school class got a full, while we were in high school, color tattoo on her entire back that said "Born to Skate" with like a giant skate.
God.
I'm sure that probably doesn't hold up to this day.
Wait, what kind of skating? Like ice skating?
Yeah, rollerblading.
I don't know, but skateboarding.
Yeah, no.
Figure
It was
skating.
Figure skating. It was figure skating.
No, it was actually the fish. She likes she likes skate.
What?
There's a fish called a skate?
Yeah.
Oh, I mean,
not up on my fish.
Some of the tattoos that like I got, I'm up on my fish. Have you gotten the new bootleg album they just released from?
Wow. It's like, it's like 6 hours long. One song.
Yeah, not really a song. Yeah, I got like my awesome monkey bone, not monkey bone. Yeah, my monkey bone tattoo and my crazy bones tattoo.
Crazy Bones. We know what Crazy Bones were. They came out after Pogs.
I got the one of like Calvin and he's pissing.
Oh God.
That's still popular. People still love that.
These
It's
boys
like every-
are good boys.
That's like the sign of like an
ass.
asshole drives this truck is when you see the Calvin pissing.
That's awful.
Yeah.
How dare they use the intellectual property?
See,
of,
I'm not even a Calvin and Hobbes fan. I just think like a little boy like laughing evilly while pissing is
Pissing.
just not a pleasant
And
image.
you know when you look
you
down.
piss in private.
You know they're
boy.
going to have like a set of truck balls like underneath.
Yeah, truck nuts.
And they're two crazy bones for some reason.
Yeah, and like the thing of the two naked like women, but they're like mirroring.
Wait,
image of
April,
each
do you
other.
have any anime tattoos?
No.
Colin,
I
do you have
wish-
any anime tattoos?
No.
I
Like
love.
Naruto?
I love anime, but no anime tattoos.
I've got Gemma from Ninja Scroll. Like my
I don't know that. I never saw that. All I know about Ninja Scroll is that there's tentacle porn in it.
There's no-
there's no tentacle form.
Oh.
Yeah, Colin has like a
guess
Legend
not.
of the Overfiend tattoo coming out of his ass. Search that when you're at home.
Yeah,
kids.
don't unless you want to be put on some list.
So, what was your favorite part of? We're back on Laser Mission.
I'm gonna say, well, like you were talking about, it's sort of like a crapshoot when a stuntman directs a movie. Whether okay, he's got his stunty friends in there. They're gonna do some dangerous crap. They'll at least be competent in the action. I didn't think this movie at all had it, except for one scene. They have like a great car chase.
Yeah, there's a great where like Brandon Lee is like hanging out of the side, like firing a machine
it's
gun.
actually really
That was
fun.
pretty cool.
Lots of explosions, and he's doing some really dangerous stuff, and so that is really fun, and that's kind of cool. That's about it for the action. Like, there's really not a whole lot.
My favorite part was when a guillotine fell, and then we were like, "Oh wow!"
Right at the beginning.
Is there an uncut version where you see his head cut off, and we looked and like, oh, there is an uncut version,
Yeah.
and then we were like, "Oh, you don't even see the head fall off, though. You just see some blood splatter."
Well, this is weird because on IMDb it says there's an R-rated and an unrated.
We're not sure which one we watched.
too hot for TV.
there's
We did not
nothing-
watch the unrated version.
We didn't even watch the R-rated version.
I looked at the like what was cut, and it's like a little bit of action here and there. It was like less than a minute of
There was
stuff.
barely any blood. There was no
No.
swearing.
They
There's
said
no nudity.
bitch.
Yes. They did show the one.
There was a almost sex
One
scene.
breast.
Oh no, okay, that female henchman, you could see everything, but she did have a shirt on.
She comes out of the water.
and she
with
tried
a
to
tank.
cover herself up, but it was already
it's like
too
a wet,
late.
it's like
I
a
had
wet,
seen every
like a
scene.
wet t-shirt contest.
Oh, Patrick Stewart reference. Yeah, she comes out of the water in a tank top, but they've clearly just wet around her nipples.
Her nipples,
Just her nipular area.
Yeah.
That is not a word. Nipular.
Could be.
I'm cold in the nipular area.
Well, we're talking about
The stunts.
Yeah,
no.
stunts.
So we all said our favorite thing. I said
I did not say my favorite.
You
thing.
said the
your favorite
guillotine thing.
Oh, that's right. And we should talk about Ernie Borgnine some more, who comes in and out of this film.
Yeah,
and it's really like the accent play
he's not in it enough.
where he starts talking and he's like, yes, my lasers. And then it'll be like, is what we have to do. Like his accent goes
He
in
goes
and out.
right into his regular speaking voice.
There's just other times where he's straight up just Ernest Borgnine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we got to get the laser that mein Liebchen.
Yeah. He said 9 at one point.
9.
So I think it was supposed to be German, but it was confusing.
It was, so confused. What was the part something happened and April was like, that is not scientifically accurate.
Oh, I don't even remember. I really don't remember.
That could be anything in this movie, but we have
Laser
to talk.
Mission is going to be one of those films, though, that I'm like, have I seen this? And I'll be like, maybe I should watch it.
Yeah, and then you'll get into it like, no.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I wouldn't recommend this movie, unfortunately.
Go see
Great-
Rapid Fire
Great
instead.
poster.
Oh, big time. See, Rapid Fire.
Or Showdown in Little Tokyo.
Yeah,
You
it's
know,
actually kind of fun.
There's lots of movies out there that have amazing posters that aren't very good, and like that's the point of posters, right? To get you in the theater.
This is a great, like, 2 great posters episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Both of them have...
2 great posters.
Especially, like, Starcrash is something I would, like, put up on the wall.
But I do think like Starcrash kind of delivered as far as visuals go, like a kind of
Spaceships, yeah.
style.
Yeah,
it
there
had some
are
style to it.
spaceships.
And like I said, you put it on in the background at a party without any audio, and people would be like, "Oh, that looks kind of."
You know what?
Yeah.
Starcrash does have crashing stars, and Laser Mission has no lasers.
Lies.
No lasers.
So-
There's the threat of a laser.
Yeah, and like Starcrash definitely has enough. Like if you're in with a group, like there's enough to kind of like poke fun at,
To riff on and stuff. You can kind of talk during the boring
I
bits
think
or something.
I think it was on Mystery Science Theater.
I think so. I think both of these might have been. Or
Starcrash was recently on Mystery Science Theater
Okay.
on the new Netflix season.
with Jonah Ray.
I believe, the first one.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
okay.
don't watch it, but I wanted to back about Starcrash. It kind of reminded me of Space Mutiny, but it's better than that. So if you're thinking that it's like on that level, it's got more budget than that, way more.
For a moment, I thought you were going to be like, it reminded me of Spaceballs.
No,
It's like halfway between Star Wars and Space Mutiny.
Wait, do you guys like Spaceballs?
I only
Yeah.
saw the first half. I
I saw it like when it came out, and I kind of
I laughed.
I watched it a bunch of times as a kid. So
Yeah.
I'm a big fan. I haven't rewatched it. In
I remember
a long
watching
time.
it recently. We watched the... it was a rough cut that someone had a 35 millimeter print of.
Really?
For Peter's birthday. Yep. And I found it unfunny, except for 2 jokes. Any
Okay.
scene with Rick Moranis is hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the joke where John Hurt is eating at the restaurant
Oh,
and the
yeah.
alien pops out of his stomach.
Hello, my honey. Hello, my baby.
Hello. Not again.
I saw it a long time ago, so I don't really remember. But I think I remember liking it. But Mel Brooks is.
Hit and miss for you?
Well, he has diminishing returns sometimes, but sometimes these movies are really, really funny.
Blazing Saddles
Did
still holds
you-
up.
Yeah, Young Frankenstein. So-
Hot Shots Part 2?
That's a good one.
No.
Not a Mel Brooks film.
What about?
I just want to slip it in
yeah,
there.
Did he do
What?
Dracula Dead and Loving It?
He did.
Yes,
that
and
was
you know
like the funniest film when I was a
I
kid.
also
really.
loved it as a kid.
never saw it.
I was loving it.
Every joke, I was like, "Oh my god!"
I
I'm
never
sure
saw-
if I watch it now, it'd be like a
I
wet
guess
fart
because
in my
it was,
face.
I guess
Yeah.
it was like childish humor, and that's why we found it funny. But if I watched it, I guess it came out after Bram Stoker's Dracula.
Yeah,
I
think
never
that's
saw
like a
that
parody.
or Robin Hood Men in Tights. So.
Oh, I saw
Right.
that.
Yeah.
I never saw Robin Hood Men in
No.
Tights.
I saw that as a kid.
So
never-
weird that like Kevin Costner's Robin Hood was popular enough that like Mel Brooks said, "I'm
was
gonna make
huge.
another parody film."
Wow.
of it.
I mean, like
I was retired, but he brought me back.
spoof movies and parody movies, like in the 90s and earlier, are so interesting because it's like a barometer of what's popular. I mean, before it became like the date movie, epic movie, it became something else. But it's like it's just interesting to see like how it's a reflection of our society.
I mean, like Scary Movie 5 captures that zeitgeist of Mama, because that's what the movie is based on.
Still haven't seen Mama.
Wait, the horror movie Mama?
Yes.
You're kidding.
Nope.
No,
That's what
yeah.
the skeleton of Scary Movie 5 is Mama.
You are fucking kidding me.
Nope.
Are
Back that point, scary movies were really starting to go downhill.
you- but that wasn't even like a
Wait,
huge
at
hit.
5 you've decided
Yeah,
that they start going down?
I remember liking 4, but I'm not saying it was good.
3 is good because that's a David Zucker joint.
Is
What was
that
the one with the $1 million babies?
Yeah, that's the one that
That's 4,
That's
I
4.
believe.
Yeah,
Was it?
I
Okay.
saw that in theaters.
That scene, the $1 million baby scene, is fucking hilarious.
And for the record,
She's falling on all the stools.
Jane Austen's Mafia is great.
Oh yeah,
So
can you
is
watch that?
Hot Shots Part 2, but I do not like Hot Shots Part 1. All right, which is the one with Carrie Ewells.
That was
Speaking
Jim-
of Men in Tights.
That was Jim Abrahams, I think.
Carrie,
Yeah, Jim Abrahams.
Carrie
Did he
do both?
Elways.
Yeah, he did. He did
Okay.
Hot Shots 1, 2, and he also did Jane Austen's Mafia.
Okay.
The last film he directed. He's like, I've
Really?
said everything I have to say.
Wow.
I have not seen Jane Austen's Mafia.
Oh,
We need
Loaded
to
Weapon
watch
is
this
great
movie.
too. I think we've said this before. on
Loaded
this
Weapon
I don't
is
know if
fucking
we've said
great.
that on this podcast, but Loaded Weapon is surprisingly funny.
Well, we went to-
I'd never even heard of it.
What was the screening? We went to see a screening at the Royal. And it was,
A laser blast screening. Thank
That's
you very
right.
much.
It was for
Edgar
a
Wright's
fist-
movie.
Yeah, it was Fistful of Fingers,
Yeah.
and we programmed a secret spoof movie.
And I 100% thought, oh my God, it's going to be top secret.
Yes.
And I
You
was
kept
so
saying,
Colin
oh, it's going to be top
and
secret.
we were
It's
like,
going to be
it's
top
not
secret.
top secret, Colin. And
I'm like,
you're
no,
like,
it's going to be top
know.
secret. And when it came on,
It's like National Lampoon presents
Weapon.
Loaded Weapon.
And you were like, oh.
April
Yeah.
can attest to it. I was so disappointed.
he was Loaded
It
Weapon.
has
And
such like a great
within
cast.
like 5 minutes, I was fucking dying
Yeah,
laughing.
we
It
were.
was so
I had
funny.
never seen it, never even heard of it, and we
It
were
stars
laughing the whole
Emilio
time.
Estevez
Yeah.
and Samuel L. Jackson.
Yeah, it's
I
great.
would have never known Samuel L. Jackson was in it, and Whoopi Goldberg's in it
Yeah, that's
briefly.
right.
I don't remember what Whoopi Gold. Isn't she like a corpse at one
she's
point?
at the beginning, and then she died.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
they're
right.
in the
She's
crime
blown up.
scene,
William
and then they call her,
Shatner,
and then they
Tim
call her a
Curry.
loser.
Yeah, William Shatner is like the main villain.
He's the bad guy, yeah.
Oh my God, you guys watch Loaded Weapon.
There's a
Tim
great
Curry.
Phil Hartman joke where like he plays a cop and he's like, if you think you could do, oh no, it's like, you sound like a comedian. Is that what you are? And Phil Hartman's like, oh, that sounds like a good idea. He like grabs a mic. And
It was like a brick wall goes behind him.
Yeah, it's definitely very like it's a. I was gonna say loud. It's kind of like a bigger spoof movie.
Yeah, it's
Zazzy.
really
But yeah,
funny though.
Yeah,
and
it's-
it doesn't wallow in pop culture that much in a
No,
way
no.
that like
It kind of like
just a few things here and there.
It sticks to the one movie, like
Yeah.
it's obviously the Lethal Weapon, but
the kind of jokes where like at one point a woman's like, how about you get comfortable, and Emilio Estevez, all right, oh no he says, you make yourself at home, and Emilio
Yeah.
Estevez is like, yep, and he like takes his pants
Yeah.
off and, like, lays back.
It's just like little things like that.
Okay, so where can people get Starcrash?
Starcrash and Laser Weapon.
Laser
Mission. I was thinking about Loaded Weapon.
yeah.
They're both available.
Laser Mission 1.
They're both available on Amazon Prime in Canada. I'm assuming it is in the States because you guys get a lot more movies than we do. But it's also available. I think they're both available on DVD.
Yeah,
assuming.
Probably,
Starcrash
yeah.
has like a big special edition that came out. Laser Mission has been relegated to dollar store bins.
As it should.
Those like Hollywood DVD, like they come in
Yeah.
like cardboard sleeves. That's where you'll find Laser
It's
Mission.
one of those things where it should have just remained a poster.
It's a really funny poster. Everybody
really good.
has
It
to
is
check
Borgnine.
out this poster.
I'm trapped in a diamond.
Yeah, but I would recommend Starcrash personally. I would check it out if you're in the mood for a really cheesy,
Yeah, for sure.
like Star Wars ripoff.
Yeah.
And if you want to email us at the podcast, you can email us at nosuchthingasabadmovie@gmail.com or tweet at us at nosuchthingpod. And consider joining the Patreon if you want to be submitted into our bad movie lottery. We'll be having a draw every couple months. And at the $5 level, you get bonus episodes every 2 weeks.
Oh, like what kind of?
Wait, what's the next episode that's coming up?
It's a surprise, but
Oh,
the hint is it contains one Wings Hauser.
Does it?
Oh.
That's right. It's a movie maybe not everybody knows about, but it's a really, really funny
don't
movie
even
that I would
remember talking
recommend.
about
You've seen the clip.
I remember. Okay,
Yeah,
'Cause we had
everyone.
just watched it when we
Yeah,
did the
everyone will know the clip when we talk about it. Everyone has
Oh,
seen
God.
this like viral clip.
Oh, okay.
Oh
I get
yeah,
it.
Oh,
you
yeah,
almost
that-
spoiled
I
it.
almost
You almost
spoiled it.
spoiled
Well,
it.
anyway, check that out if you are a Patreon member, $5 a month. And if you want to tweet at me, I'm at April at Mansky.
You can tweet at me. My handle is DECLOUX and then the letter J, Declue J. I'm also on Letterboxd, just Justin Declue. You can also listen to my other podcast, The Important Cinema Club. We release stuff weekly. We also have videos online talking about new movies. And if you want to see a movie that I wrote and directed and that April is in and that Colin did visual effects for, Impossible Horror is now available on Vimeo, so you can rent it for $5.
Only $5, you guys. Check it out.
Check it out. Do it now.
Ernest Borgnine would say, "Check it out, kids."
Yeah, and buy my Important Cinema Club book on Amazon. All right, and then to you, Colin.
I'm on Twitter. It's Sergeant Zima, SGTZIMA, and I think on Instagram is just Sergeant Zim, SGTZIM. One thing before we go, we missed one of the best things about Laser Mission.
God,
God,
I
what?
forgot.
Did we
Is the
forget?
theme song?
Violence.
I forgot about the song. Okay.
In the violence of the night.
I'm a mercenary man.
There's a song. We don't know who sang it, but it's called Mercenary Man that is sung throughout this movie so
Sort of
many
like we
times.
just drop it during action scenes.
Oh, yeah. It's like we ran out of music. Play Mercenary Man.
Yeah, if I can find it, I'll lay it in the end of the episode, but I don't
Yeah.
know if I can find the song because it's such an obscure movie.
In the violence of the night.
And then like the saxophones kick in. It's like
They played it about 5 times.
Oh, yeah. 5 times is not enough.
no.
I'll catch y'all next time. I'm April Atmansky.
I'm Justin McClue.
I'm Colin Cunningham.
And remember, there's no such thing as a bad movie.
Liar.
In the violence of the night, where you hear the siren scream, he only knows where he is going to. It's like a dream within a dream. His heart beats like a hammer, like the backbeat of a song, and the fire burns within him, and he knows he don't belong.